Welcome to Indesign Exercise Event Postcard. This project is due Saturday, and it must be a package zip file. For this assignment, you will show me all your skills in creating a postcard. You will use the text and images provided from the program that we just finished. This will be found on the assignment page. This project is open-ended, allowing for you to have creative freedom. There are a few requirements that you must keep in mind. It's a two-sided event postcard. The size requirement is 5 by 7, 2 pages, and should have a bleed of 0.25. You must pick one artist to create this promotional event, and you can get extra credit if you do both. You must use one or more image on the card. You must use color and type. And again, this must be a package zipped file when you submit. So I don't want to show you a student's example for this postcard, but I would like to show you what a event postcard could look like. So this is for a client that I have, KYLD. They're a local dance community that does a spring home season every year. I have to utilize their dynamic photography and branding to create an image that will tell what's going on, where it's located, the date. So here's where you can put 1 to 2 images. You can put the title of the artist, the location, and the date. On the back of the card, I did use the page tool to flip it to another orientation, which you're more than welcome to do. Back of the card, I can put more images in here. Obviously, it would be good to put the date again and the location. But most importantly, this is where I want you to put the little biography or bio of the artist. The other thing that's important is that I gave you captions of the titles of the art. And just like in mine, where I have the ownership and the title of the person that created the photography, I want you to list whatever artwork you choose needs to be listed on the front or the back. We must have the captions of the title of the artwork, the size, the material, and the date. So please make sure that that is in there. That is provided. So right in here is what, if you choose 2 of these or 1 of these, it should be listed either here or in the front cover. Before you leave this project, I just want to quickly go over packaging a file and saving the PDF. So let's get started. First thing you want to always do is go to your links and double check that everything's there and you have no errors. The status is good. There's no alarming marks to tell me that these images are possibly missing. If an image is missing, your image will look blurry or unclear when you finally look at the PDF. You must have the images connected. So knowing that the images are connected, knowing that I have everything the way I want to have it, the next step is just simply going to File and then to Package. If I click on Package, a dialog box will open up. And we're going to go over some of the summary, which is fonts, links, color, and external plugs, which we don't have, and we don't need to worry about this last section. So links, it's got an error there, but what it's saying is it's found the links, so that's plus. There's no modifications, there's no missing. I guess the only other thing to worry about is that it's highlighting that this is RGB when it probably should be CMYK. Fonts. Typically, you would love to be able to collect and select all your fonts and load them with your projects. But because fonts you have to purchase and you have to have a license for it, it's difficult to be able to collect and package it with your project. So please make sure that that is not on. And we're going to hit Package. And then it's asking me to save the project. So I want to save it somewhere where I know where to get it. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to name and title it the correct way. And here's where you really have to be careful. Do not make copies of fonts. Make a copy of links and make an update of graphics. To get around this copying of the font, I'm going to talk next about outlining it. But let's wrap up this packaging. Next thing is you should include a PDF. And you can do smallest is fine. That'll keep the size down and manageable. So please look over this one more time. Link on graphics, update links and packaging, make sure it's a PDF, and then it's smallest, and then hit package. Now, if we find that package on the desktop, you must open it and double check one more time if it's everything that you need. I need a PDF, I need the original file, which is Indesign, and I need all the images that is part of this project. Creating a zip folder, which is a compressed file. This is easy for Macs. I am not sure what you do for PCs, but please make sure you know how to do it. You go to File, and then you do Compress. You have to do this because this becomes one file and not a folder. The software for submitting will not allow you to load this folder. It will allow you to load a zip file, which is the folder with all the content. All right, one last thing. If you want to get around the loading fonts, you can select everything in your file, especially if you explored unique fonts that might not be available. You would select everything, and then you go to Type, and you would create outlines. This would ensure that I don't need your font is now become art and not a font anymore. So if you want to avoid me not being able to see the type that you chose, you can create outlines. This does make it that you can no longer edit the type if you wanted to go back and make changes. And that's a wrap. We covered packaging and we also covered outlining text. Again, you must provide this zip folder for me. I cannot wait to see what you're going to create. I think this will be a fun project.